Hi guys, this is a screen recording, sorry it's delayed, I should have done it ages ago, I apologise, on basically how to add content to the new Reproductive Scientist section of the website. There's basically two things to note from this. We've created it as a custom post type, so you create posts essentially in the admin area, which I'll show you in a second. Each post needs an author assigned. The minutes it takes to read the post will automatically be worked out, and then you can categorize the post itself as well, and the categories are what's used to determine where it lives essentially in these, and obviously the authors, the date that it's published is determined, when the person sorts it here. So if you go over to the admin area, you've got a section now that we've created called the Reproductive Scientist that lives here. So if you go into the Reproductive Scientist, you can see all of the existing, like the chair's message is the most recent one on the front end here, so the chair's message. You can see all of the posts in here, and in order to create a new one, you would just click Add New at the top of the screen here, or you can click Add New in the menu on the left-hand side. For the purpose of this, I'm going to just show you an existing one so you can see how it's set up rather than creating a new one. Because we're on a live site and it's obviously got content in it. So if I edit this now, so if you were to create a new one, the first thing you would do is give it a title for the post. And the title for the post is what we see here in blue. So it's the title that you see in the card and when the user clicks on it. The next option we've got, it will automatically create the URL from whatever the page title is, and you can use the edit button if it's a particularly long page title and you want to shorten it slightly. The next box down, you've got the resource URL. So that was only set up to move over the old post types, the old archives, if you like. So if you put a link into a PDF here, it creates this type of tile as opposed to this type of tile that we see on the left. So it's a slightly different look and feel. So moving forward, it's unlikely that you're going to use this now, but just to let you know, if you do use it, it changes the look of the tile on the front end. You've got some summary text that you can put in. So the summary text is different to the main body of the text. The main body of the text is down here in the paragraph. So obviously, please note that summary text is just a bit of snippet of text that you'll see here, essentially. And also, when you've got summary text, that's what we've used. That's what we've used for like the sort of quick read at the top. I don't know, let me just see if one of these has got one I can show you. So yeah, so that we've got quotes that we can add in as well, so I'll show you that, but we've also got like a summary. So if you want to give a quick read rather than someone reading the whole page, you can use the summary box at the top just to give it, and that places it at the top of the article so someone can have a quick read before reading the whole thing. If we move over to the right hand side, because this bit's really important, we've got the categories. So once you've put your summary text in, if that's relevant, you don't have to put summary text in. Then you can put all of your actual text in the paragraph box you see down here. You then need to select what categories it's relevant to. So there's just a simple checkbox that you can put in here, and that's what empowers the search to work. Likewise, you've got exactly the same with the authors in the next box down. So you need to tick the author of the article itself. And then finally, before we come on to the advertising, we'll just talk about the featured image. So you can put a featured image in. The system expects the featured image to be, that's kind of just off square, I guess, almost a square sort of size. If we look at these images on the front end, if we go back one, you'll notice none of them are sort of portrait images. They're either landscape, and they zoom in like that, or if we go down here, there's sort of a smaller landscape image. So what we don't want is a portrait image in here, because you'll end up with big borders on the side of it. The other thing that the system will do is, based on how many times the article's been read, it will mark something as popular, and it will mark stuff as new once it's first posted. So the new tag will last, I think it's 7 days, 7 or 30 days, I can't remember. The popular tag only appears once the article's been read more than 75 times. Now on reflection, I can see all of your articles have gone to popular, so they've all got the really large size about them. So we might want to up that, might want to review that maybe, because it's an easy change for us to do. We might want to make it 150 times. So that's basically creating the ad itself. We'll come back to the banners in a minute. So if we go back to the sort of admin area for all of the pages, when you see them here on the right hand side, we can see the number of views each one's had. So they've all just crept over 75, apart from this one. So what I would recommend is maybe it's worth putting up to 100 or something, just so that they're not all massive. But that's entirely up to you guys. Let me know what you think. The other thing we can do, if we go, let me show you the one with the quotes actually, which I think was the ARCS 365 one. Yeah. So I'll just go and edit that. Okay. So one thing I forgot to mention actually as well, we've got an option to make something featured. So featured means it's very large from the off, and it gets a featured label. So it makes it very big from the start. It never is a smaller tile. So there is the option, if something's really important, you can make it featured from the start. Okay, so I think that's everything on creating a new piece of content. The next thing is we've got the adverts themselves. So if we go into one here, we've got two adverts on the right hand side, and these are basically company logos, and then we've got the main advert at the bottom of the page as well. So in order to do that, it's really simple. You've just got these ad shortcodes, so advert 1 and advert 2, and at the bottom of the article we've also got bottom ad shortcode here. So just to show you where I get those from, so you can work out what needs to go where, we've got something called on the left hand side, we've got Ad Rotate Pro here. So if you go into Manage Adverts, what you can see is you've got like the logo for each one, Cooper logo, Merck logo, Planner logo. So I've tried to name them properly. You can see how many times have been shown, how many times have been shown today, etc. So for example, if we want this logo to be on the advert we've just done, I can select that, and when I click on it, if I scroll down a little bit here under usage, I've got the shortcode which I need to put in. So that's ad rotate banner equals 4. So that is where, if I just edit this so we can go to the back end, that's what you put into there. So they're fixed. So that's an individual advert, and you can see there we've got 9 and 12 for whatever those ones are. So that's how I've been inserting them. And I know that you've got gold, silver and bronze. So basically I made a note of which ones were which, and I made sure that I used gold sort of more like 7 times, I think, each of them. And then the other 2, which were bronze, I used on 3 of the pieces of content. Now the next one is the group here. So they're slightly different to the group. So if we go back to Ad Rotate, rather than in Manage Adverts, which is single adverts, I created groups to put Manage Groups. So if you go into Manage Groups, it works exactly the same, but I've called it bronze half page ad and gold page, bronze half page ads and gold full page ads. So what I did with the gold ones, again, if you go into it and scroll down, you get to usage again, you can see the shortcode for the whole group. So I took that code and I placed it on 7 of them in here. And then for the bronze ones, I did exactly the same, but I got the bronze group and placed it on 3 of those, so that you can see how many times so it comes up less. Obviously, it covers less of the content. So there's the bronze ones. So that's how they work. They're all set up, ready to go. You don't need to do anything apart from insert them into the adverts. So I think that's probably everything. I might have missed something. If I have, obviously feel free to let me know. And hopefully this training video is helpful. Thanks very much.